While Penny Mordaunt's been on her feet, the government has published this written statement regarding what they're going to do later on today on the Internal Market Bill. Basically, the statement says that if there is a deal in Brussels, then the government will drop plans to reinstate the most controversial parts of the Internal Market Bill. Let me read you the key sentences in this statement. It says, if the solutions being considered in these discussions, that's the ones in Brussels today, are agreed, the UK government would be prepared to remove clause 44 of the UK Internal Market Bill concerning export declarations. The UK government would also be prepared to deactivate clauses 45 and 47 concerning state aid, such that they could be used only when consistent with the UK's rights and obligations under international law. Well, on the face of it, they are quite big concessions, those, because those are the 45 and 47 are the most contentious parts of the government amendments. Here we have them, which the government was planning to reinstate in the bill. Remember, all those controversial clauses, contentious clauses, were ripped out of the bill by the House of Lords over a period of 2 or 3 weeks. And we had been expecting the possibility of ping-pong between the Lords and the Commons if the government was planning to reinstate them and send the bill back to the Lords as amended. So here we have the government saying, if there's a deal, then if the solutions are agreed, the statement says, then they won't bring back, or they say they would be prepared to deactivate in the cases of the 45 and 47. They won't bring them back in the Commons, and they'd be prepared to remove clause 44 on export declarations. So it's interesting, there were no references to that in the exchanges in the Commons just now, although I noticed Bob Neill, the MP who extracted the admission from the Northern Ireland Secretary about the breaking of international law, he's just been on his feet. Penny Mordaunt is answering him now. So we will probably hear a lot more about this when that debate gets underway, probably, well, 5:30-ish, I guess. As for the exchanges in the House just now, Penny Mordaunt has repeated that the government wants a deal in the talks going on in Brussels. We are working to get a deal, but the only deal that is possible is one that is compatible with our sovereignty. Penny Mordaunt mentions sovereignty in many of her answers and takes back control of our laws, trade and waters. But she did say that the government was prepared for no deal if that was the outcome. She's had pretty strong support from senior Eurosceptics on the Tory benches. Ian Duncan Smith gave her full backing to the Prime Minister. Liam Fox got up and said this wasn't about trade at all. It was about European politics. And so the exchanges are going along fairly familiar lines here. But this statement from the government on a concession on the Internal Market Bill, this is very significant this afternoon.